Evening.
Good evening. And welcome to this October 25th Emerging Leaders Showcase. We're excited to have you all here to meet this fantastic emerging leader and learn about this great work that she's doing here in the community. And we want to start first with a couple of quick norms for the dialogue. We ask that you keep your microphone muted when you are not speaking. We ask that if you would keep your camera on during the event so that we can see each other and at least feel that we're in the room together. I know that might not be possible for everybody, but if you can, it would be great. We ask if you would hold your questions until an appropriate time. Sometimes there'll be a break and it'll be natural and we'll take questions. Otherwise, you can hold on to them or put them in the chat and we'll go through them in order. And then as you probably just noticed, we are recording the presentation for sharing with those who might miss us tonight, okay? So I wanted to do those norms first, and thank you, Ruben, for turning on your phone. Next is introduction. So I should say my name is Angela Wilson, and I'm a board member with the Association for Youth Empowerment, Eastside resident, excited about what we're able to do together as far as building the beloved community and supporting these emerging leaders who we're able to share and present with you all tonight. And we want to ask, I'm going to stop sharing for just a second and ask if everyone would take a second and introduce themselves. And I'll call on you since it's a little awkward to see everyone at the same time. I'll start with Rodney. Would you mind introducing yourself?
My name is Rodney R. Rhodes. I'm from Tennessee via way of Highland Park, Michigan. I'm a CEO of Blackified LLC. It is, well, I write books, made an international movie, and a few other things, but a lot of things that I do, but I like being blackified, black and magnified in a good light.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And Mr. Cooper, like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm from Tennessee by way of Detroit and some other places. Currently, I'm in Farmington Hills, and I have the pleasure of being able to work with Jen and Angela and Will on a regular basis and causing whatever we're causing in the world, like with what we're getting caused here tonight.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Pointer, would you like to introduce yourself?
Mr. Pointer, Will Pointer. I am one of the co-directors of the Better Detroit Youth Movement, also a teacher, 7th grade at an international exploratory K-12 school in Maryland right now. And my real passion is to have Detroit be the embodiment of David Abramson's desire, which was to have Detroit be the place to raise children in the year 2050.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Bivens, would you like to introduce yourself? I don't know if you can hear us. Can you hear us, Jay?
He's on mute.
I don't know if he can hear. Oh, no, there he is. Can you hear us? Your phone is muted.
He's on mute. There you go.
We unmuted. All right.
Okay.
Yes, my name is Harlan Bivens. I'm one of the co-directors of the organization, the Better Detroit Youth Movement. I think that's pretty much it for me right now. Great people.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God.
Jen Young, would you like to introduce yourself?
I know. I'm curious now what Robert Cooper's oh my godding.
Angel Blackman. I've been seeing her about what, 10 years?
Oh yes.
It's been about, a long time, maybe 17 years or so, 16, maybe 15 years.
50.
Hi. So yes, I said Jen's intro and then I guess jump on in.
I'm just excited to be here with you all. My name is Jen Young. I am privileged to serve as board secretary for Association for Youth Empowerment, which is how I know so many of you here, and looking forward to meeting the ones I don't know and to the presentation tonight. Thank you.
Thank
Angela,
you, Jen.
yes.
Thank you very much. And
Yes,
see, Ruth, go ahead and
good
introduce yourself,
evening.
Angela. We're just asking people to introduce themselves briefly.
Right, right. Well, I know a few of you are from Facebook and from Landmark. Angela Blackman. I'm actually in the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm a Detroiter at heart as well, an honorary Detroiter, having been with the Landmark Association, Landmark Education in the Detroit Center. So I'm here helping to cause what you all are up to. I'm all about youth, all about people, humanity. So just coming in to play with you tonight. Looking forward to the presentation.
Thank you for joining us very
Welcome.
much.
Thank you.
And Ruben, it looks like you're driving, so be safe, but would you like to introduce yourself? Are you able to? Maybe not. He's
Can you guys
muted.
hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. And it's always inspiring when great people kumbaya in this particular fashion. And so I'm grateful to be a part of our wonderful group in this wonderful program tonight. My name is Ruben Gordon. I'm a proud co-director of the Better Detroit Youth Movement. I am also a program manager with the Better Detroit Brownie Company, as well as creator of the Detroit Youth Resource Alert Project. And when you put all of those together, we're talking great kids, great brownies, and great causes for our greater Detroit. Again, thank you to everyone, and I look forward to breaking brownies with you soon.
Great. Thank you very much, Ruben.
You're welcome.
And Sherry, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Sherry Kirsch. I am from Detroit. I am actually supporting Sunshine or Camila. So yes, I'm here to see what's going on with the showcase.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us. And Peggy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Peggy Box, and I've been a strong supporter of AYE for many, many years, and looking forward to hearing who's ever the emerging leader tonight and what's going on, and supporting that in any way I can. So thank you for the invitation, and thanks, Jen, for getting me on the phone. I was downstairs eating dinner.
Well, thank you for joining us. And so Peggy, you kind of led us right in. I'm going to give Camila, this is just a brief introduction. We're going to come back in just a second to your full presentation. But Camila Foster is our emerging leader tonight. I'm going to ask her to briefly introduce herself now, and then we'll come back to our full presentation in just a second.
Hello, everyone. I am Camila Foster, aka Sunshine. I'm excited to be here tonight. I'm excited to tell you what I've been up to for the last 2.5 years now, to be able to showcase what Detroit is doing, what I'm doing to help with the youth in the city and actually around the world.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. I am having a little bit of technical difficulty. I got to log back in over here. Sorry. Don't know why that is, but I'm getting back into my agenda. Okay. So for those who just joined us, we want to remind you that we ask that you, if you can, keep your camera on so that we can, feel like we're in the room together. And we also ask that you mute yourself if you're not talking, just so we don't distract each other. And hold your questions until appropriate question times. And then if you'd rather put your questions in the chat, you can type them in the chat. Okay. And I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm trying to open this agenda so I don't forget anything. And I kind of got locked out, but I'm back. Okay, good. I'm in now. So we're going to start. We did our introductions, and we're going to do a quick overview of the Association for Youth Empowerment and the Better Detroit Youth Movement. And actually, Robert, since you're here with us, would you do a brief introduction about who we are as the Association for Youth Empowerment?
Oh my God. Thank God for impromptu speaking. So Association for Youth Empowerment is a 501c3 that started around 2006. it started out of the effort of Gene Rytok and David Averson, who were instrumental in helping Challenge Day, the project Challenge Day, to really get a lot of recognition. And when the Challenge Day got its recognition, and was even on Oprah Winfrey's show, they decided that they wanted to do something else, and started Association for Youth Empowerment. And they wanted someone to serve as the president, and a couple of people, for whatever reason, had to stop, and I stepped into that role. But one of the things that one of the main things that we do is, as a board, is like this showcase. Look for people who are making some impact with young people, or even a young person or youth themselves, and empowering them to have some presence, empowering them to fulfill on whatever kind of project that they are up to, and also have them empower them to have some type of transformational or experiential experience, to participate in something that will alter their views of life and make a difference in whatever they're up to. And for one of the places that has shown up is with the Challenge Day, with some of Landmark programming. And we're creating our own projects like this one, as well as in the past, something like Reimagining Detroit. But is there anything else that I?
No, that's great. Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you very much. Appreciate it, Robert.
Yeah.
And then our partner in this Emerging Leaders Showcase effort is the Better Detroit Youth Movement. And I'm going to ask Mr. Pointer if he would be willing to give us a brief introduction to the Better Detroit Youth Movement.
Brief over, thank you. Very quickly, we are a nonprofit coalition of like-minded individuals that believe in the best of our youth. Specifically, if you can look at, within our communities, we have everything that we need in order to survive and thrive. And what we're looking at is getting people together, talking about wonderful things, and being an action-oriented organization that really believes in the prosperity of each and every person to be able to contribute their value to whatever's going on, whatever it is that we need. And we work with like-minded organizations, like-minded people to actually bring about the best in Detroit.
Great. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate it.
Welcome.
So just briefly, I want to make sure we're all here and on the same page about why this event, why an Emerging Leaders Showcase, why have we gathered tonight? Really this showcase initiative grew out of the pandemic, right? We, as Association for Youth Empowerment, as the rest of the world, were not able to gather in ways that we typically would. And we wanted to continue to support and encourage building this beloved community and supporting each other. And the idea of the Emerging Leaders Showcase was born, and we reached out to Better Detroit Youth Movement, and they were also inspired and excited about the possibility of being able to showcase emerging leaders, whether they be young people or new leaders leading in a new area of work that was benefiting our community and young people, especially in our community. And that's how we got here. The goal of tonight is to expose everyone who comes on this presentation or sees it afterwards, expose them to at least one emerging leader and the great work that they're doing, and encourage them to support that leader through their time, their treasure, or their other resources. So we will be on this Zoom tonight asking you to do that. Listen closely when our leader presents, and listen from, not just what they're saying and what they're up to, because that's very important, but also from, where you could contribute, where you see them making a difference that you could support. And then at the end, we'll come back to this conversation and encourage everyone to take action, right? As far as how they might be able to support this great emerging leader we have with us tonight. Okay. We had another guest join us, and I would like to ask Shawnee Britt if you would take a minute and introduce yourself to the group.
Hey, I'm Shani. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. My name is Shani. My name is Shanika. You may also know me as Portia. I am a member of the Better Detroit Youth Movement. I have done work with the Total Makeover Challenge and mentored youth as well. And I also work at Jay's Face. I do beard treatments and facials as well.
Great, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Excuse me. All right. So I am going to go back to our presentation, and I'm going to introduce our emerging leader for I don't need to go back to the presentation. Everybody heard our norms, right? So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our emerging leader for tonight, or Will, no, I think Will is going to introduce our emerging leader for tonight. Is that right, Will? Are you able to do that? I know you were having some technical issues.
I'm still having technical issues, but I'm trying to work that out. But I'd be more than pleased to be able to introduce our featured emerging leader, who is known as Sunshine. She's also known as Camila Foster. And she is someone who instantly, when I was introduced to her through Portia, Shawnee, fell in love with her spirit, her energy, the excitement, and her vision of what Detroit could be, specifically for individuals that are within the city and individuals that have gone through their own personal challenges to overcome like whatever the difficulty is. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Miss Camila Foster.
I am so excited to be here. I have been waiting for this for a minute now. I'm glad that we are all here under the one roof, as we would say, in the virtual world. I know I only have a short moment of time to actually tell you what I do. So let me get into it. So welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show. I am your host, Camila, AKA Sunshine. We are live, of course, right now, virtually, just to let you know who I am and what I do and the reason why I do what I do. So with that being said, let's go back to the beginning. How about that? Hold on just 1 second. As we've been saying all this time, that I am a product of Detroit. I graduated from Macomb Elementary, Rosa Parks Middle School, and Laura F. Osborne High School. I went to the University of Michigan for 2 years, and I went to Wayne County for 2 years. As you can see, I wanted to stay in the state of Michigan. I'm currently on every Tuesday from 7 to 9, live, keeping it real conversations, broadcasting with myself. We are live on grooveradiodetroit.com. I am live on Facebook on Sunshine Camila. I am live on YouTube and Twitch. I'm live also on Thursdays the same time. So the purpose of this has always been that during the pandemic, just like this platform, I, again, became who I am today. When the pandemic happened, I began to have conversations with people that I already knew. And from there, I instantly knew I had to become the positive mentor. I am naturally a natural born leader and a natural born connector. I am the bridge between knowing somebody here and a resource over there. I put them together in order for them to have a new platform or a new way of thinking and living. So again, from them conversations, the podcast began and those connections began to happen. And from there, it was the most beautiful impacts of their lives. From you never know that you're so common with someone until you have a conversation with them. These platforms allow people, not only just regular people, celebrities, as well as our youth, to share their journeys, share their survival from cancer, from every disease you can think of, from promoting their passion, whether it's acting, whether it's singing, whether it's writing books, whatever it is. I don't charge anyone to be on this platform. I want everybody to win. My purpose is to serve. If you believe that you can do anything, you will achieve it. I am a product of the village. The village raised me and continue to raise me. That included my neighborhood. That included my family. That included my church. That include everybody has something to do and believed in the dreams that I wanted to do. So what does that entail? That includes money, investments, there's empowerment, there's conversations, there's just keep on going. Whatever you're doing, I got your back. So this is what I'm doing. I'm serving our community. So what is the process? I render my own service. And what I do is I connect my guests on social media or in person, or as I say on my show, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You are literally one person away, one advice away, and one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. Every person that I have actually had a conversation with, not interviewed, but had a conversation with, they went on and told somebody else. And it just grew and grew and grew, and it continues to grow. So that's what I'm doing. What I realized is during this time, I did research that when you begin to invest in our youth, it affects the whole community. They begin to believe in themselves. They begin to do better in their schoolwork. They begin to believe that whatever dream that they have, they can actually achieve it. So what does that do for me? I'm actually connecting them to resources, connecting to the people that can help them get to their goal. Again, we are literally one person away, one advice away, and one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. Also, with that being said, they go on to achieve and they come back to their neighborhoods. They come back to help the handicapped. They come back and help those who are bereaved, those who are widows. Everybody has a position in this earth. Find out what it is, even at their youth. Every youth has an opportunity to be something in this world, if only somebody can empower them. With all that being said, again, the finisher is born. We create the possibilities that they can be and do anything. They produce authentic leaders. The village helps everybody to be able to get out of the neighborhood or stay in a neighborhood and make it better. They become productive citizens. So right now, I want to talk with Sherry's daughter, who is Caitlin. She was one of my guests that I had on. And when I first met her, just listening to her mom made me want to actually have a conversation with this young lady. She's actually attending Bates Academy. She is excelling. She do some of everything. Why not want to talk to this young girl? So when I actually told her mom that I wanted to have a conversation with her, she was like, who, me? Yes, you. Why not you? And so from that, if her mom can have her to come on, we can have a short dialect of her experience of being on the show from a complete stranger, because I did not know her then when I actually had the conversation with her. Sherry?
Yeah, she's getting the hat so she could turn the video on. She doesn't like
Okay.
her hair, so give her a second. Oh, can you guys hear me okay? Because my sound.
Yes.
Okay. Come on, Kay, they waiting. Here she comes. You ready? No. You ready now?
Hey, Niecy Pooh.
Okay,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain. I just want you to say hello to everyone. They're actually watching you. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, just like we did when we were talking. So when I first met you and we had our conversation, what did you think when your mom told you I wanted to talk to you?
First, I was super nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was gonna be like hard questions, I guess. But then, like, once I got to know you, you're a really cool person, and like, you're a good person to talk to.
So you got comfortable with me.
Yes.
So as y'all know, when she first came on, I called her Niecy Pooh. So from these experiences that I have with not just the youth, but any person that has come on my show, I develop a relationship with them that lasts forever. I check on them, I text them. I'm actually in her life. I actually visit her. I'm actually promoting everything she does. She's a Girl Scout. She's excelling in school. She's on her way. We're gonna say she's on her way to Cranbrook.
Yes, definitely.
She's doing it big. So from that, it's just the village again. I just met her mom in January of this year. And this little, I ain't gonna say she's a little girl, but she has really impacted my life to the point where I want her to succeed wherever I can step in, whatever resources, just like you guys are resources, I'm going to make sure that she gets everything she needs. Also, Caitlin, so once you had our conversation on the show, what was it like the next day you went to school?
I mean, it was good.
Were you excited to tell everybody you was on TV?
Yeah, I actually did. I told my friends about it. They was like, "Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I have to find out." Like, they kept trying to find the video, but I was like, yeah, download Facebook or like you look on YouTube. And I was like, okay, I'll try to find it later. And so we was trying to find video and stuff. We watched it together. And it was like, oh, this is really cool. And I was like, yeah, it was a really good experience.
So just like Caitlin, I have actually connected with several youth, not just only Detroit, but all around the world. I have other youth that's actually lined up to excited 7th graders, 5th graders. I mean, you name it, from whatever they're doing to make sure that the world gets to see them. So I believe in empowering them where they are. So eventually you will remember their name. I want you tonight to remember Caitlin Kirsch, because she's gonna be something, especially if I have something to do with it. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Niecy Pooh. So I'm gonna go back to, I only have a couple more slides.
Okay.
So again, as you can see, my whole point is to mentor. When you have that, you have the direction, you have the training, you have the support, you have the motivation, the goals, and success. So whatever that is, I want you guys to help me help them. This is why we're here. So the things that I do, I want to be able to go further in what I'm doing. So eventually we can do that. So my goal for all those who actually had a conversation with me, you already know that I'm trying to be the next Ellen DeGeneres on every level, to be able to give them money, to be able to connect them with the commercial size people, whether it's catalogs, whatever the case may be. I want to be able to actually do that and be on a bigger scale. So some of the challenges that I have so far is, of course, marketing strategies, the monthly finances of resources, and trying to upgrade the equipment that I have. I eventually, before I get to TV, I did want to actually turn my living room into a home studio. So some of the services for podcasting, if you did not know, it's like $5,000 for equipment and yearly subscriptions, like the StreamYard that I use, or Canva for doing your flyers and things of that nature. About $2,500 a year for marketing or advertising, which will of course include your editing or all those different things that have something to do with that. And of course, $2,500 for production. I'm a one-person show. So of course, a lot of this stuff, just to get to the next level, I don't know personally. So whatever help that I can do to help get this on a broader scale, I would love to actually have the help. So now we are in a time for questions and answers.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Sunshine? Let's see, I'm looking in the chat. I don't see any questions there. You can post them in the chat, or you can just go ahead and ask your question. Y'all want to know more about her work? Did she say something that intrigued you, made you want to know more, or had you want to understand it differently or better?
Harlan Bivens here. I do have or Jay Bivens. I have a question. So I want to know what type of opportunities as it relates to internship and specifically target specific, going to schools and things like that. Are you going to be doing, or if that even is a part of the process?
So in upgrading, that was part of my conversation as well. And I'm sorry I didn't bring that up. With the home studio, that would be for those who are wanting to be in media, want to know the behind the scenes of things of that nature. I can actually intern them. But as far as anybody who I've actually contacted, is personal. Like if someone to be a teacher, I know personal teachers. So it's like that type of connection at this point.
Okay, great, thank you. I see a question in the chat from Mr. Pointer. He says, you mentioned that you have a show each and every Thursday. However, you also mentioned supporting youth through mentoring and other activities. What does your schedule look like?
My day-to-day schedule, of course, I have a regular job. I get off at 4. So most of my mentorship is actually in the evening or on the weekends.
All right, so you work a full-time job and
I do.
You host this podcast and
Yes,
mentor
and a whole wife.
Support and a whole wife. Okay, all right. So you got a whole life.
Yes.
And you're giving it all, it sounds like.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That's great. Great question, Mr. Pointer. Any other questions for Sunshine? I know somebody's got something going on in their head.
No, I just want, so we are here on Zoom together. So we're also on your regular channel right now?
No, not right now, no.
Oh, okay. I was thinking we're on your regular channel.
No, I just did it that way. So
Okay.
I feel comfortable I'm in my own environment.
Okay, got you. I was gonna say, how to give those people the opportunity to ask a question. So how do I hook up with Mr. Rhodes and find out about what he's doing through my relationship with you?
So Mr. Rose have actually inboxed me, and that would be a future show. I just have to schedule it, figure out what's a good time for us to talk. And that would be another thing. I will say this also. How I met Shawnee. I was working at the time, I was working at a clinic, and I had just had my young cousin on who was trying to be, well, she's actually a successful licensed makeup artist now. She had just told me some tips on how to do my makeup. So Shawnee comes in and she's trying to get checked in, and she comes back and she compliments my makeup. And we began to talk about my makeup tips. And I told her my young cousin was the one who told me about this. So again, the things that people connect with, I told her, you guys need to talk. So again, whatever the connections, I didn't know Shawnee at the time, but from there, it's the 6 degrees of separation. She introduced me to Jay, which again came through Will. At first, didn't know that Mr. Bivens was the same person as Jay. So it's just crazy, but it's amazing.
Okay, so part of the role of your program and your work is to be a connector, to make sure that
Absolutely.
people get connected to what will make a difference in their life, whatever they're sharing with you on the
Absolutely.
program. Okay, great. Yes. I want to ask you a question, Camila. Did you? You mentioned your slides at the end there, and they weren't on the screen. Did you want people to see your slides, or were they just your notes?
No, so you guys didn't see the slides?
We did not see your slides. I apologize.
Oh my goodness.
I did not realize that you expected us to see them. We can, if you want, we can share them to people afterwards. If you want, we can email them to everybody. Would that be okay?
Okay, that's fine. Wow. So y'all just thought I was just talking?
I thought they were your notes. I thought you were looking at notes. I
No.
didn't realize that you thought you were sharing them with us, and I apologize for that. I should have.
Oh my. And I worked hard on it.
Okay. Peggy, you have a question?
I do. If you have 1 or 2 things that you want to do, and what are those 1 or 2 things that you would like our help or whatever we can do to support you? And if it's, it's something to do with money, what would the money be used for? So give us some, at least me, some concrete ideas on what your top priorities are and what you want to do with, how you want us to help you in that process.
So in the slides,
now, if you want to share the slides now, go down to the bottom of your screen. You see that green arrow that says share screen? Make sure you have them up on your screen first. Okay. And then click that green button on the bottom of our Zoom, and it should let you share. And then you can go to the slide that you're referring to.
Okay.
Is that working?
Okay, so you said go to.
So you have your slides in a different window, right? In a different window?
Yes.
Okay.
Just share the screen.
Yep.
Is it that one? Oh, it's this one. I think.
Click it, yeah.
Can you see it?
Coming up.
Not yet.
It says it's trying. Okay, now we see. Okay, we see one. It says special request. Is that it?
Yes. So I can't believe y'all didn't see all that. So let's do this.
So,
So
go ahead.
That was the first one.
Click your toolbox away on the side, on the left side.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
There you go.
I can't believe y'all didn't see them. Oh man.
And I should have asked you because I don't know why it didn't occur to me that you had slides that we were supposed to see.
Let me know if I'm going too fast.
I guess you were just so smooth. It wasn't a missing for me that there were no slides.
Can you go back one slide?
What, this?
Yeah, because I see on the bottom, like, an individual with crutches or handicap,
yes,
wheelchair, all that type of stuff. Now, I really think, especially with the colors, it's all about diversity.
Yes, absolutely.
Two questions come to mind. First question is like, why a podcast? Second question is like, what do you like with the, let's say, financial remuneration or with the time, talent, and treasure, like what will that do for the citizens in Detroit? Like what does that look like for you?
Okay, also, hold on, just remember, I think Peggy has a question on, did Peggy's question get answered?
Not yet. I'm actually going through the slides and then I'll go back to that.
Okay, thank you.
Because part of Will's question is what Peggy asked. Okay, so sorry about that. So this is when Caitlin was on the show. So this was some of the challenges that I was talking about, which to get the show from the YouTube channel to your Facebook, all the social media, to get it bigger and out there more, you have to have marketing. The monthly finances, where you have monthly, or you could do it yearly, with the StreamYards or the programs, or wherever you streaming from, whatever you have to do to create your content or your flyers and things of that nature. This is a monthly charge that I have to pay for, which can be costly. Different resources. Again, part of the big number was getting upgrades to equipment or getting lighting or things of that nature. So it was a natural progression to answer Peggy's question as well as Will. So the natural progression from going just Facebook Live to taking it to someone asking me the question, what are you doing with this? What is your end goal? And at the time I didn't know. But they said your natural progression should be podcasting. Then the natural progression from that, if you don't want to stay at this level, is to go to TV. So it's a natural progression to, if I can do it here, I can do it there. Did that make sense?
Yes.
So then, and as it relates to Peggy's question, marketing strategies and those kinds of things would be helpful to you if there are people with that expertise.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So from you going from Facebook, you can do that yourself. But going to a podcast and you got to know all the behind the scene things that I had no clue and no idea how to do. So it was either YouTube taught me or people who's already doing it, who's actually in media telling me how to do it. So the natural progression is, okay, when I first did this, I had to upgrade my camera. I had to upgrade like this laptop camera with the light on it, to eventually having a home studio. So eventually I want to go to TV.
And so these slides talk about this slide talks about the cost for some of those things, right?
Yes.
Okay. Peggy, does that answer your question? There you go. Go ahead.
Now, what I'm struggling with is in my head, Ellen is an entertainer first. She's really an entertainer that, has really cool guests on. I don't know that she gets into, I'll say, the nitty gritty of life like Oprah did. Oprah
actually she does.
She does,
or she did, because she's not on anymore.
Okay.
But she actually will get stories of teachers helping their students that were in bad neighborhoods, people who were having relationship issues, those in the military. She helped all those type of issues of life. And she would get her donations from bigger corporations, bigger commercials like Catalog and Shutterfly and all of that. And she would bring them on and they would tell their story. And then before they left, they would get a check for her donation to them for telling their story.
See another question in the chat from Shawnee. Hypothetical question. Are you willing to partner with youth through other nonprofit programs like AYE or BDYM to help give those youth a platform for maybe a fundraiser or whatnot?
Absolutely. Any help or anything that I have to do to be able to not only, the more you do, of course, the more people will know you, the more your name is called, the more, experience you will have, as well as the marketing strategy of just getting out of this mode right here. I have to be broader.
Mhm. Okay. Are there other questions? I can't see everybody at the same time. Go ahead, Peggy.
Okay, so if you have an ideal outcome of, let's say, a year from now, let's say you got everything you wanted in your special requests, what difference would that make as far as that outcome with all your needs met, to the community in Detroit, or just, how would that change, where we are today with what you're doing to that new outcome or different outcome or whatever?
So my main goal again is I'm a natural born connector.
Okay.
So that's connecting resources to wherever they need to go in their destiny. So if I know you want to be an athlete, I know plenty of athletes. I am personal friends with a lot of the and1 basketball players. I know them by name and I have their phone numbers. So of course I will connect you to that person to let them, tell you what's the ropes that you need to go down to. If you're trying to get into admin or whatever you want to do, I'm sure for a fact that I know somebody who do that. So therefore the resources and the connections is they will get to where they need to be. So even with the things that I'm doing to upgrade, to get in a broader space, trust me, they will get to where they need to be. Did that answer your question? I'm sorry.
The way I would rephrase it and is that you're, I'll say, a super mentor, and that whatever you feel is in your wheelhouse that you can facilitate, mentor forward, you will do it. And
absolutely.
And I think that's another place that anyone on this call could support with. If you have resources or connections or relationships that you think may be valuable to future guests or past guests of Camila's show, then definitely please share those. We want to make sure she, we're going to show you how to do that so she can stay connected with you as well. Any other questions before we move on? We are at 8 o'clock and we promised people this would end on time. So I know we're already going over, so I'm going to ask for a couple more minutes. Are there any final questions before we move on?
Well, it's more of a statement, so I don't know if I can make it. Okay.
Go ahead. Yep.
So, I have 3 people that would probably love to be guests, 2 which are on SOS Fitness and a young lady, Miss Thetford, and another gentleman that is on Wall Street, but is now staying in Australia. So he showcased some interest in being on the show. All 3 people, very dynamic individuals in their own right. So I don't know if we have an opportunity for them to share, or if we just, fall back and wait. But I'm nominating those 3 people to support.
Okay, thank you. Camila, let me see, can you put your email and contact information in the chat? Because I don't know if do we have it on a slide here, Jen? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry, I do have it. Oh, no, I don't. That's not it. Can you put your contact information in the chat so folks can reach you? Okay, so Facebook is Sunshine Camila, spelled with K-E-M, I'm sorry, Kamela. People can see that.
And also her Gmail is on there.
And then her email address is there. Can everyone see the chat, or should I read that out?
Let me see.
I don't
It
know.
is-
And her YouTube channel.
Pardon?
I have a
And her
big
YouTube
box
channel.
on mine. I'm looking at it, so I can't see anything.
Sorry. But I just want to make sure everybody can see the chat. Okay, great. So hopefully you guys
And
grab that
the phone number
information.
on there
I see,
also.
huh?
And she put
And the
her
phone number, yes, it's all in the chat. Everybody can see it. So
I
Angela,
think
you have a
Angela
question?
has a question.
Yes,
Yes,
that's all.
hi,
Just
hi.
calling on her.
Hi,
Hi, love your
Hi.
presentation, Camila.
thank you.
So you're welcome. So just curious about, you said you've interviewed some youth from around the world. Can you just give us some, maybe some ideas of some of the kid or youth that you have interviewed and where they're from?
I have a young basketball player that actually lives in Italy. I have a young lady who's actually an ambassador. She's actually in New York, but she's traveling all the way around. There's a couple of people. I just don't deal with Michigan. So again, it's, Jamaica. So the problem becomes with our time being on different, sets, we just got to figure out the medium where it's not too late for them and not too early for me. So the time frame is not a problem. You just have to adjust. So like Jay has been on my show before. Robert has been on my show before. And these people, I really believe in the totality of a person, not just by how I met you, but I'm so geeked and excited to hear about your beginnings, the things that you overcame, and the things that you're doing now and your future. So whoever, I have no, if it was the president himself, I would not be afraid to talk to them. It is what it is. And so the more people that I could talk to and have a conversation with, I guarantee that they will actually recommend me to somebody else. So that's how it grows.
Awesome, great work. Yeah, so let's add Trinidad and Tobago to that. Caribbean.
Yes.
All right, nice.
Thank you very much for that question, Angela. So Camila, if you wouldn't mind stopping your share for me, I'd appreciate
Sure.
that. I want to first, before we move on to the final slides here, is acknowledge Camila Sunshine. You really do bring the sunshine, right? You really bring it, and we thank you for that. We acknowledge and appreciate your energy and your excitement tonight, but more than that, in life, like what you do to contribute to the community and your special, your special commitment that young people see themselves in the guests that you bring on and learn how to develop themselves in ways that can benefit them, and that you commit yourself to mentor whoever is there and connect them to the resources that you have and to other resources that you can identify. And we thank you for trusting us to host you tonight and for coming on and sharing so fully with us about, about your work, this life mission, this passion that you have that has been created, as you said, first because of a pandemic, but more than that, because it makes a difference. And you've seen that difference be made. So thank you very much. And I ask everyone to just congratulate Camila for what she brought to us.
I actually thought I was
tonight.
going to be a teacher, but I guess God had another way for me to teach.
Yes, exactly. There's more than one way to teach. There's more than one way to teach. Your way is effective as well. So I put this slide up because I want everybody to know that financial contributions can also be beneficial to Camila's work, to help her with equipment, with those fees that are necessary to keep her show going and to grow it to the next level. Donations can be made to AYE through the AYE link. Jen, can you put that link in the chat so people can capture it also? Hopefully she can.
Yes.
But if not, you can also mail a check to our treasurer At his attention, Roderick Scott, AYE Board Treasurer, at the address there on 5 Points, 16615 5 Point Street in Redford, Michigan, 48240. Or you can email me for more information if you like. That's my email address there. We want to thank you all of the guests who are here tonight, who came to hear Camilla and what she's up to. We want you to spread the sunshine, you guys. We want you to tell other people about what Camilla's doing and encourage them to check out her show and to support her with their time, treasure, what is it? Time, treasure, and talents, so that her show can grow to really continue to increase its impact. It's already having a great impact. We ask you to do that for us. Let me see. The Association for Youth Empowerment and the Better Detroit Youth Movement truly appreciate your having been here and sharing with us. So in our chat, Jen has shared the link to donate now, as well as the email, the mailing address if you'd like to send mail. We will be sending you a follow-up email this evening with Camilla's contact information and the other things that are in the chat as well, so that you have access to that. And we can also share a link to this recording so that you can also share it broadly with others and encourage them to check out her show and to support her as she goes forward. Okay. I want to, before we close,
one other thing I just wanted to put in for those who are considering making a contribution. AYE will match, let's say, the first what, Angela?
The first 500. Thank you, Robert, for reminding me of that. Yes, our the Association of Youth Empowerment, up to the first $500 that are raised through sharing of this recording and from this night, we will match that first $500 in donations to support Camilla's work going forward. So anything you contribute will probably be double just by you contributing it. So we hope you'll consider doing that as well from a financial perspective. And our board members are very committed and will continue to link Camilla to other resources that we've identified based on our getting to know her and hearing her share with us. Thank you, Robert, for putting that in.
Thank you.
Any other parting comments? Camilla, I'm gonna give you the last word. So let me see if anybody else had any parting comments before we close out. Go ahead, Rodney.
I would like to thank Jennifer Young and all of you guys, because when I was a young man, I was 17. I wrote my first book at 19. I got about a few copyrights, but to be free, you must have knowledge to know who you are. That's my first quote I ever wrote. And y'all are some beautiful people. Only thing is I see you right now is a square, but I hear your voices. And your voices are really, really darn good. Y'all got a spirit that's gonna be lighting up a lot of young people's minds and hearts, because y'all are the precious art. And I thank you again for letting me be on your podcast. I didn't even know I was kind of cat raggedy with hooking it up. But I thank you very much. And
thank you, Rodney, for being. Thank you for being here for those comments.
Oh,
Thank you, Rodney.
Because y'all really are great. We need. I'm sorry, and keep on going, y'all. I apologize for talking.
No, thank you so much. Thank you. Jay, were you trying to get in a parting comment?
Yes, so we want to match $50 on behalf of the salon. But I did want to know, because I know we're going to raise way more money than that as a group. Is it a way to for us to send it via Cash App?
Yes, there is. Let me get that.
Great. So if you can either send it to myself or Shani, that's what we are committed to matching. So if someone sends 50, we're going to send 50, or we just want to match.
Okay.
And Jen,
do you have?
While we match.
We can also put the Cash App in the email that we sent out tonight as well, so that if others want to use that, they'll have access to it. Okay. Yeah. Any other parting comments?
Jen, are you looking for Roderick's Cash App?
I'm looking in my text from Roderick, because Roderick texted to me, but it is AYE Detroit 313, I believe, but I'm gonna verify that.
Yeah, and we'll make sure you get it correct in the email. We don't want to have you sending it to the wrong place. We want to make sure it gets there, and then Camilla will get all this money very soon. So Camilla, I'm gonna give you the last word, so you can close us out tonight.
So I'm trying not to cry and mess up my beautiful makeup. But sometimes as trailblazers, it's not easy. And tonight, I really felt like I was amongst family, not strangers, but family, to actually believe in me, believe in the future of our youth around the world, especially Detroit. When you have survived, and I thought I was going to be a teacher, but I began to be a teacher of experience. Everything that I've learned, everything that I just needed one person. I just needed one person to believe in me in order for me to follow my dreams, be a better citizen. We not always, get it right the first time. But when you get a second chance, surviving whatever you have survived, whether it was suicide, whether it was your personal testimonies of coming from the streets, whether it was surviving domestic abuse, control, once I was able to get back to who I really am, my freedom speaks for itself. And whatever chance that I have, I don't want none of our youth to get caught up in the streets. So if you talk to me, I promise you, my testimony talks for itself. I should have been dead, but I'm not. So while I got the chance and the opportunity to live every day, it's not about me. It's about the next person. So I'm going to give you that chance. If only one person didn't charge me, if one person didn't do this and that, it could have been further along, but however, I'm here. So when that opportunity was given to me, I'm going to give back. I have no choice. So I thank every last person who decided to believe in me and hear me out. You didn't have to. We all had long days. Trust me, I am so tired. But however, this was more important. So I thank every person who wants to give, to be able to see our youth succeed, to see me succeed, because trust me, you're going to want my autograph, because I promise you I'm going to TV. I promise you. So y'all be in front row the first day it come out, and we can have this I remember when.
Thank you.
Great
That's
job.
it.
Thank you for those parting words. Thank you so much. Everyone, thank you all again for joining us. You will get an email shortly and probably another one in a couple of days. And thank you. Thank you all very much for joining us tonight. Have a great evening.
Yep. And Mr. Rhodes, I'll get your number from Camila and I'll be in communication with you.
Okay. You can RodneyRRose.com.
RodneyRRhodes.com. All right. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.
God bless. God bless.
God bless. Take care.